In this video, we're going to highlight some of the things we dislike about the Shark Navigator Liftaway Deluxe, and this is model NV360. Now, one of the first things, and it's not a big thing, but it can be a little annoying, is that the vacuum tips over easily. Now, I'll just put it here, and I'll show you. If we just give it a bit of a bump, maybe a couple times, it doesn't take much for that vacuum to tumble over. Some people find that a little annoying. The tools are fairly average, and the Crevice tool itself is a little on the short side. Now, we may want to temper our expectations some, given it's not a particularly expensive vacuum cleaner. However, they really aren't awe-inspiring. Now, another thing about them is that they are compression fit, and what that means, I'll take the handle off here, is that they are pushed on and they are pulled off. The issue here is that sometimes they may fall off when you're vacuuming if you haven't put them on hard enough. Other times you push them on so hard they're difficult to take off, and that can be a little frustrating. Now, it's not like Shark doesn't have another system they could use for attaching tools. They do. This is the Shark Rocket Pro, which we reviewed recently. This is a cordless unit. I'm just going to take the handheld component off here. This is a Crevice tool, and you will see that it clicks nicely into place, and there's a button here on the top you depress to pull it off. So this is a system which is quite secure, and it would have been nice if they had used this kind of approach with the NV360. We did a pickup test on our tile floor, and we used what we consider small to medium-sized debris, and that was chili flakes, flax seeds, split green peas, and some lentils. Now, these are all mixed up and put in about a 5-foot-long line, and we ran these 4 vacuums over it. This is, of course, the NV360. This is the Navigator ZU561. That is the Pet Pro ZU62, and at the end is the popular Navigator NV752. Now, why these 4 vacuums? Well, this one and this one tend to be just a little bit more expensive than the NV360, so they might be options for some people. We put in the NV752 because in hard floor mode, the brush roll stops spinning, which is exactly like the NV360. Now, these 2 units here, in hard floor mode, the brush roll continues to spin. Now, we'll show you those tests. So this is small to medium-sized debris on a tile surface. You can see the NV360 at 97% doesn't do quite as good a job as the other 3 vacuum cleaners. The ZU62 and the ZU561 did a really good job. And it's interesting, those still have the brush roll spinning, albeit a little slower than it would spin on carpet. And perhaps that slower speed doesn't induce much in the way of scatter. The NV752, like the NV360, does not have the brush roll spinning, but it still did a pretty good job at 99.5%. We did another test on the tile floor, and that was with large debris. In this case, large debris was Fruit Loops. As those last clips showed, the NV752 on the end there and the NV360 here didn't pick up the large debris on our tile surface as well as these two units in the middle did. We did a large debris test on this low pile carpet. The large debris was Fruit Loops. Now, we did find that with the NV360, this low cleaner head sometimes had a tendency to snow plow those Fruit Loops along. Other times it just managed to get up and over some of them, and it picked a lot of them up. So, we ran several tests. Sometimes it performed fairly well. Other times it performed rather poorly. I think the best we could say from the test that we did is that it's rather inconsistent when dealing with large debris on our carpet. Just a quick summary about the cleaning tests. On the tile floor with small and medium-sized debris, we saw that the NV360 didn't pick up as well as the other vacuums tested. Therefore, we consider it average to below average performance. On the tile with larger debris, it was maybe better than one vacuum, not as good as others. Overall, fairly average. When we move over to the carpet with large debris, it was inconsistent. Sometimes it picked up well, other times not so well. Now, the test highlighted in green, small to medium-sized debris on carpet, isn't in this video. It's in our other video, which highlights the things we really like about the NV360. That's because this test shows that the NV360 does a good job picking up small to medium-sized debris on carpet. The NV360 does a good job of picking up pet hair, but you will find it gets a lot of tangled hair in the brush roll. Now, over here is the Pet Pro ZU62. It's another Shark machine. This one has 0M technology, which is designed to limit hair tangle in the brush roll. Now, we've done a quick test, and I think you will see the difference between hair tangling in these brush rolls. The power cord on the NV360 is a little bit short. It's around 25 feet long. We usually like to see 30 feet or more. This does kind of limit your cleaning reach. I think you will find yourself searching for that next power outlet, especially if you're dealing with a larger area. We like that the NV360 is fairly easy to turn. It just doesn't turn that sharply. Now we've got the Shark ZU561 here, the red unit, and we're going to show you the difference between how sharply these units can turn. Let's take a look at the ZU561. You can see the cleaner head. I can turn very, very sharply with this. Now the NV360, it's easy to turn, but you can see I can go all the way over and it just doesn't turn that sharply. It's okay, but I think you can find it a little frustrating if you're going around tight corners or around edges of furniture or that kind of thing. The hose on this unit is quite short and it doesn't stretch out all that easily. Now, that's fine if you're using the lift away feature, which does come with the vacuum. That's when you're carrying around this lift away pod in one hand and you've got the hose and handle and maybe a tool on the end of the handle with the other hand. But if you're not using that lift away feature, maybe you just want to grab the handle, maybe put a tool on the end of it, do some work. Well, you're not going to get much of a reach before this vacuum just tumbles over. I mean, it really doesn't reach very far at all. This is a lift away deluxe, which means, of course, it has the lift away feature, which we very much like. However, it's important to know there are two kinds of lift away. You've got powered lift away and non-powered lift away. This unit has non-powered lift away, which means there is no power to the end of the handle here. So if you were to put a powered tool on here, it simply wouldn't work. Now, this vacuum doesn't come with powered tools, but if you were to buy one, it wouldn't work. Now, powered lift away does have power at the end of the handle, and you can use power tools on it. We performed an edge cleaning test up against the baseboards in our home here. We ran these 3 vacuums. This is, of course, the NV360. The red unit is the Navigator ZU561, and at the end is the Pet Pro ZU62. Now, we'll show you those tests. As you can see, the NV360 didn't do quite the same job as these 2 machines over here. Now, we should bear in mind, however, that those are slightly more expensive than the NV360. A quick recap. In the upright position, it's not always that stable. If you bump into it, you may find the machine falling over. The tools themselves are kind of average, and this Crevice tool is a little bit short. In addition, the tools are all compression fit, meaning you push them on and you pull them off. There are better systems out there. Pickup of small, medium, and large debris on our tile was average. Pickup of large debris on our low pile carpet, well, it was sometimes good, but sometimes it wasn't that good. So it was kind of inconsistent. The unit is good at pulling up hair, but it does get a lot of hair raveled around the brush roll. It can be a bit of a pain to clean that off. The power cord is a little short in our opinion. The machine steers well, but it doesn't turn that sharply. The hose itself is rather short. It's okay if you're using the lift away feature, but if you just want to put a tool on the end of the handle, for example, you won't get a lot of reach. The lift away feature is non-powered, meaning you can't put a power tool on the end of the handle or the wand. And edge cleaning was a bit weak. Those are some of the things we dislike about the Shark Navigator Lift Away Deluxe model NV360. Now, there are some things about this vacuum that we really do like, and you can see those in our video entitled What We Love About the Shark Navigator Deluxe NV360. Thanks very much for watching.